Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? What's up? You know what, Cave Trader? I was actually thinking about what you said, about what you sent me about the trend line strategy, and shit, depending on which instrument I'm trading. I think I said it in the stream. Maybe you weren't here, but I would not ever have a trend line strategy or enter on a trend line, especially on the Nasdaq. Uh, Instruments like ES and gold are more. Those are the trend line strategies for those instruments. That's actually more valuable. I would never start a position at a trend line on the Nasdaq. I mean, it works sometimes. It doesn't work enough to be consistent. You'll probably win maybe 4 out of 10 trades if you started from a trend line, because the Nasdaq is very notorious for running stops around trend lines. But then at some points, she'll respect the trend line. She'll respect it, but this usually tends to happen more often than not. This tends to happen more often than not, where yeah, she'll respect it, and then all of a sudden, then she'll run you. So when it comes to the Nasdaq with trend lines, the confirmation has to be there. But then, like I said, there are times where she'll just respect it to the T. So when it comes to trend lines with the Nasdaq, what I find is if she's trending on a trend line, it's better to trade with that trend line versus trying to trade against it. Like the first break of a trend line, that shit ain't gonna work. I mean, it rarely does. It rarely does. Yeah, what's up, 2 times? So I'm trading on NinjaTrader 8, and this right here is Top Step X, but just the DOM. I don't like NinjaTrader's DOM, so I use his Top Step X's DOM or Project X DOM. He's back. He's back. You know, that would be kind of funny. They actually did do that though. That would be kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I would laugh at that. So I got these 2 Tradeify accounts, and I'm a full port them. Now with this new trading style, I got I mean that's the that kind of goes to show that I was kind of gambling before, low key. Now that I have a certain size that I trade, I don't need all these accounts, and I don't care to pass all of them. So uh now I have too much accounts, I feel, and I don't have enough time to trade it. These accounts rebuild in the next 10 days, next what, 15 days, actually on the 27th or 28th. Yeah, I got a couple more days on these, or a couple more weeks, 2 weeks. So I don't want to focus on all these accounts at the same time. So some of these accounts have to be sacrificed. Either they pass, either they live, or they die. If they die, they die. I don't want to focus on all these accounts at the same time. Because I have four Tradeify accounts that for whatever reason I haven't been trading. I've been focusing more on the Apex accounts. And then I have two guys. Oh shit, I forgot. I gotta trade that. So if you got the pass one, get one account, you gotta pass that in 30 days because it doesn't rebuild. So you pass one, you get one. I have to take 2 more trades on that account. So actually, let me look for accounts. Let me look for trades on that. Sorry about that shit. But I got enough time on that one. I got enough time on that. Actually, let's look at gold and see if gold is giving us an opportunity. Shit, apparently I took profits too soon. I mean, I was only looking for 9 points last night, but again, kind of showcasing the power of waiting for that break and trading that retest. This is the money trade right here. This is the only entry model that I look for when I'm trading. I look for consolidation. I look for a break out from that area of consolidation, and I'm trading that pullback. And I caught literally the bottom. I think this thing, I was only 1 tick in drawdown, and I was able to get my 9-point target, a retest of this high, just for this thing to continue to just shoot up from my entry. That's how powerful that break and retest trade is. And at the start of the session, we started the 8:30 session with 372,000 contracts. So there's a lot more volume being traded today. I wonder why. I wonder what's happening behind the scenes to create such an increase in volume, because right now the Nasdaq is trading at 429,000, 430,000 to round it off contracts, when historically for the last couple of weeks we've been starting off at 200,000, and then at that 845 mark, that's when we reached 300,000. So I wonder why there's such an increase in volume today. So we could see a lot more movement today, but we will see. We definitely will see. So you got three, yeah. And then I have to get that. So next week I have to get that Tradeify, that straight to funded account. It's priced at $720, and with that 50%, it'll probably be like 370, 380 or something like that, which is a good deal. 380 for a 6K account. I'm capped. I have to make 20%, which, we do that shit anyway, so that doesn't matter. And I have a daily loss limit of 3,700. If I'm trading with the size that I'm trading, I would need to lose 6 trades just to hit daily loss limit. 6. And we don't lose like that. We don't lose like that. And I can take trades. I can take 1 trade on each instrument. I think that's the rule that I'm gonna have, because I have a habit of trying to do all things on one instrument. But I can take a gold trade, I can take a Nasdaq trade, and I can take an ES trade, and that will get me to the profit goal of $1,300 daily. I don't have to just force all trades on one instrument. I mean, I can trade multiple instruments. So So with the ES is already kind of giving us a clue which side she's going to break down. There could be some fake outs, but price is below the 200 EMA. That tells me that any breakout to the upside could be false. So we could see more downside. That's actually what I'm looking for, actually. But I'm going to wait for this limit to get hit because it's right here at that low. It's right here at that low. And this is where I'm going to trade at. A fib level lined up at this low. So instead of taking the orb short, I'm just going to allow the orb just to fill this order and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yo, congratulations on that, Santiago. Waiting for the orb. All right, we got 2 minutes. And like I said, we have a lot of volume right now. We have a lot of volume in the market right now. I wonder what the hell is going on. What's going on? A lot of volume. All right, so we got 2 more minutes. And we all know that I'm not taking the trade because time and time again, the market tells us that if that 200, that 21 EMA is not in agreement, then it's not going to work. So I'm going to definitely wait for the 21 EMA, for that rejection off the 21 EMA. All right, so we got so I'm thinking we're going to probably have 448,000 by the time. You know what? Actually, I might just have a I'll do that over the weekend and we'll start moving forward. What I want to look at moving forward is the rough estimate of the amount of contracts being traded at the 8:30 open, and I want to see how much contracts, like the difference between the 8:30 and the 8:45, and that can kind of give us another clue. So, all right, so about 448,000 to see like how much contracts have increased in that 15-minute time frame. So we had a 76,000 contract increase. I'm looking for a short, but we all know that the market likes to play around before it breaks out. So I'm looking for is I want to see that close. I want to see the EMAs slowly creeping. I want to see that close below. I want to see a pullback to the 21 EMA, and we'll just take the trade. But I'm not going to take it in this one though, because I kind of already have a game plan for this one. I kind of want all my drawdown just in case the ES kind of starts bullshitting with this, but and the EMAs are not yet in agreement. So if this thing drops, it's likely to pull back to that 21 EMA. Yeah, I think so too. And there we go. There goes that push. That push right back up into the range. Yep. Break and retest. Yep. I mean, shit. At this point, we know the market don't make it that easy. I mean, we know that they're not gonna. I mean, at least on the bear side, the Bears ain't gonna get it easy. The Bears are just not gonna get it easy at all. They're gonna get clapped a couple of times before they're successful. That's why at this point in time, it's just easier. Even if the market is going down, it's easier to trade the long side because you'll probably get caught in a move like this, maybe every once in a while. But we all know that the Bears are just weak and that you can buy into a seller's aggression and be 7 out of 10 times and be successful, kind of like right here. So we was not going to get caught up in this trap. See what the ES is doing. Yeah. So we could see a retest of these highs, but until the EMAs confirm that drop or the break out of the range, yeah, I'm not taking nothing. You say you're looking for a 909 as an entry? You say you think this can reverse here? We'll see. I mean, price is still trading in that range, so if we're gonna wait for the breakout, uh, the EMAs have to be there to prove it. I think what's probably going to happen is probably a sweep of the highs. If we get to the highs, we do got that swing right there, so we'll see. We do got that swing right there. But in 927 was that area last night that people was looking for, and price broke through that shit. Actually, right here, my bad. Price broke through it. So the market could be trying to rebalance 920, 927, 930. But I'm pretty sure if price gets to this range, it's going to probably sweep and then come right back into the range. I mean, of course, my first day back, we don't get that good price action, of course. Oh, you lost it? And we don't have any news today. So the only catalyst I think everybody has to watch out for is a tweet, because we don't have any catalyst to move this market. And I know we have the fourth last week. I don't know if people are still quote unquote recovering from last week. I mean, we had a very eventful last week. We had Price take out all time highs twice. Trump got his bill passed. I think Elon Musk started his own political party. So shit. The market is probably is undecided. We still got trade talks. I believe the original date was the 9th, and then Trump moved it to August 1st. And Trump said on Truth Social that August 1st will be the last push date. But I doubt that. I doubt it. Hmm. He said, well, that was easy. So you're in this long game with or what? What are you looking for? I want to kind of take this trade back down, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't be confident in this trade if I were to short it here. It's not looking like it wants to short. Price is still trading in that range, which would be considered the messy middle. If he took a shot at the range low, and I do see that happen a lot. I may do a lot of back testing and see, and we can form a strategy, not necessarily looking for a breakout, but a failed breakout and price retesting the other side of the range. Especially today because this is a decent sized range. This is almost a what is that? Almost an 80-point range. Am I doing the math right? About an 88-point range. Yeah. And so shit, this would have been a great trade right here. Taking that failed breakdown. We see the sweep of liquidity already. We see it sweep liquidity right there. And once it swept, I mean, it pushed right back up. And I mean, the biggest clue was that the EMAs did not confirm that this thing was going to break out. That 21 EMA is definitely crucial when it comes to trading this orb. Now we got the EMAs crossed. So the same thing can be said. If we don't see price break out and that 21 EMA is not in agreement, then price is going to fail right back down. You say you're in short? You try buying the lows? Actually, so I mean, let's look at what happened yesterday. You said yesterday? Let's see if the oh yeah. Well, I mean, Alfred, I mean, well, I don't know if you have the 21 E. I'm pretty sure you do. But yeah, the 21 EMA was definitely in agreement with this. There was no question that this shit was going to get shorted. No question at all. Price was having a hard time breaking above the 21 EMA. It broke, it pulled back clean on the 21 EMA and reverse. And not only did it break, it pulled back to the 21 EMA and kept going. We got 5 minutes to the algo. This right here would have been a great, like when you see the EMAs from what I've seen, if the 21 EMA is not close to the end, that's when you can kind of take that range bottom play. If you took the range bottom play, I mean, this is decent. Took it to the 50. That's decent. What is that? 70. So that's at least 30. About 38 points. 38 points to the upside. He tries shorting that swing low. Quick scalp. See, look at the ES. Yeah, the ES. Yeah, the ES is telling me that I'm unless it gets above this 200 EMA, I know better. When it comes to this 200 EMA, it don't matter what these shorter term EMAs do, and if price bounces off of them, it doesn't matter. The last say will go to the 200 EMA. We can get a break above it, and the bulls find support. Then we have all this room for upside. Literally have all that room for upside. I think that this is a trend. This is a trend line right there. All right, I think that's good right there. I think that's good. All right, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So this is a resistance trend line. We'll see if the bears can hold it. We'll see if the bulls are going to be able to successfully break out of this trend. And if not, the bears can't hold it. I mean, we have their stops literally up and down this line. We have their stops literally up and down this line. So all the bulls got to do is tap it, and we'll just see a short squeeze higher, potentially retesting that high. Potentially retesting this high right here. So we'll see. This is the last opportunity for the bears to regain control. You're looking for that break and retrace? Mm. So Santiago says, so if we analyze, the ES took the lows from the drop last night, and the entry did not, which in turns, we should be long. Okay. All right, so we're getting a breakout from the highs. 9 o'clock algo in the next 40 seconds. If I see this thing push, I'm just going to attach my limit to the 21 EMA. But I kind of want to see what happens at this range first. I want to see what happens at this range. Because yeah, we have the opening range right here, but then we also have this range from yesterday that price straight up broke through. And then we got that low right there too. I'm not going to get faked out by the Nasdaq, not today. 965, or what was that low right there? The low of that is 962. 962. All right, so let's see. Mm, hmm. Let me see. Hmm. 'Cause this thing can be seen both ways. Huh? I think this is gonna go one way, but it's the other. Hmm. $23.02. Hmm. Okay. All right, then. All right. All right. All right. Kind of want to see what happens here. You said that the didn't pick up the orb correctly. What's incorrect about it, Cave Trader? What's incorrect about it? Hold on, give me a second. So is the high of the range not 958 and the low is not 909? Is that what you're saying? Is that not the high and low? All right, let's see. Let's look at this. You said it is not correct. What's not correct about it? This is a 1 minute chart. 958. So the orb low is 870. Let's see. I got the same numbers, Cave Trader. What are you getting? Oh yeah. 857. Mm, 839. 839. Hold up. Mm. Shit, hope not. Hopefully it breaks out. So, mm, we'll see. We'll see if this plays out. We'll see if it plays out. We'll see if it plays out. It looks like it's not though. Mm. Yeah, it definitely is now. We got the breakout. We got the 21 EMA and agreements. We'll see if it holds. If I mean, regardless of what happens here, I got my stop exactly where it needs to be. I have a scale in where it needs to be. If I'm wrong, I lose $415. That's not going to send me on tilt. I don't lose the account after I lose $415. Um, we'll try again. And Alpha, you're absolutely right. All of a sudden now we don't get the good price action. Now that Sherm's back. What's up with that? Now that Sherm's back, we don't get the good price action. Shit, the 2 days that I missed. Oh no, now this shit don't want to be clean no more. What's up with that? But this was a good buying opportunity down here though. It just sucks that I missed. Oh shit, just sucks that I missed it. Mm. That's interesting. I see something, but I'm not gonna say it until we at least get that first target hit. It's small. I think we'll probably see some resistance as the closer we get to 23K. We'll probably see some resistance there. I'm not on the ES right now, Cave Trader. I'm on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq. Oop. When New York opens, all we trade is Nasdaq. Nasdaq. When New York opens, all we trade is what? I thought an ES trader said something. All right, hit that first target for me, babes. Come on, buyers. Come on, buyers. Ah, shit. He's talking about tariffs. Oh shit. Oh shit. I didn't know that. I ain't scared of Trump. Hit that first. Oh wow. 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 No fill. No fill on 3 micro contracts. Tradeify. Wow. No fill on that. There we go. Cool. All right. All right. We got paid, baby. We got paid, baby. We got paid, baby. Let me look at the ES real quick. See, you see how they're holding that 200? If we get a break, then that's when I'll trust it. But with that 200 EMA being right there on the ES, shit, I don't know, man. We need to break above it because you're going to see some bears try to sell this. That's what I'm talking about, babes. Keep on going. All right. So, I mean, we got a successful range breakout to the upside. We use the information, the data that we've collected over the couple of weeks. What are we waiting for? For the 21 EMA to agree to this breakout. Because without that 21, this breakout is not possible. It's just not. We're up about 20. So from the entry, we're about like what 20, 25 points, which is respectable. We want 40, 50, but hey, this is respectable. You say you missed it looking at the news? Hmm. All right. So we'll see if we'll get a continuation. We do got this range to watch out for. What I think is probably going to happen is we'll probably touch this range. We'll probably get a pullback, but I think eventually the bears are going to get squeezed. Or maybe we see that continuation. Maybe these bears that's sitting at this level right here is going to get squeezed. But this is definitely a level of interest right here. It's definitely a level of interest. We may get priced to squeeze through it, or we might get a rejection here. Just be mindful of that. If you need to take some off at that range, at the bottom of that range, take some off. But you already know if it don't hit the targets, that shit is blasphemous if we take profits before that shit hit your target. It's blasphemy. We don't do that shit. Actually, you know what? Me and Smith had a small little, I mean, not an argument, but a tit for tat. Damn, I wish I can, actually, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, let me just send it to myself and show it and be like, you know what? Yeah, there are times when price will miss your target. It'll come back to your break even and it will stop you out. We're not saying that those, in those instances, waiting for the target after being up a certain amount doesn't hurt your feelings, because it does. But the one thing is definitely certain. And if I can find that photo, because I feel like it illustrates what I'm talking about perfectly. I probably can't find that damn thing. Where's it at? It says diamond hands are nothing, baby. Give me my target or liquidate my damn account. There's no in between that. And where the hell is that photo? Actually, hold on, guys. Let me get my other phone. All right. But yeah, this is a successful range breakout. Successful. Beautifully played, beautifully executed. Now all we have to do is wait. And we're at the bottom of that range. We could see price pull back here. So if you need to take some off, take it off. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. So I'm gonna send this to my email. Actually, probably what I should do is just post it in the Discord. That's what I should do instead of doing all that extra shit. Post it in the Discord. All right. So there goes that pullback that we was talking about. There goes that pullback right there. Oops, there it goes right there. All right. Oh, I was say, what the hell? All right, I'm still on that. All right, so this is what this thing was saying, right? He sent me this picture, this meme, and what this picture was depicting was this guy. Uh, he got into a position. He didn't wait for his profit target to get hit because he allowed fear to trade for him. He convinced himself to take profit. And he's sad because after he took profits at that red candle, price kept going up and it hits his target. And I was saying that this picture is over the altar of the house of taking profit, illustrating the constant disappointment of taking profits. When you take profits and price keeps going and then it hits your target, that feeling of disappointment of not trusting yourself, that feeling of it's almost low key failure because it's like, man, you had a plan and you didn't go through with it. You allowed yourself to get fearful because you didn't want to lose money, and so you took profits just to see it go in your directions anyway. And then I was like, so this is how it feels to hold out until your target, even if it comes back and stops you out with that BDE energy, because it's real. Because it's like, at least I tried. I had a thesis. I allowed my trade to play out. And even if it comes back to my break even and stops me out, I tried. I believed in myself. And I know that I'm going to have trades like that. And if I'm properly sized, it's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt me. It's just going to hurt my feelings. That's it. But it ain't going to hurt me. So I don't take profits. I want my damn target, damn it. I mean, what's the whole point of having a profit target if you ain't going to use it? Like, what's the point? I want my damn target. Get this runner. Actually, I probably might throw that runner up there just in case we do get price to actually rebalance the top of this range from yesterday. Had that thrown up there. You know what, Alfred? It depends. See, for me personally, if I take a loss, I mean, I take a loss, man. Because I have a choice. Like right now, I have a choice. If I was that fearful of having price come back and stop me out, I can always reduce my risk. I could put my stop in profit. I can always do that. But I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it coming back and stop me out. At least I tried. I've given this position the room that it needed to be successful. I trusted in my thesis, and that's all that matters. 922. Actually, no, that's not it because I forgot I scaled in. So I think my original entry is at 958, right? Let me actually look at my order because I don't remember where I had this damn stop. My initial order was at, so I got filled 7 contracts at 957. 957. So my stop should be at 930. I can always reduce my stop if I feel like this thing is not, but it's okay. If it comes back and stops me out, it's okay. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Cause hold on guys, my daughter's TV turned on. Hold on, give me a second. But I think we might see some resistance at 23. I might get that first target hit, but that second and third target might experience some turbulence because I think we'll probably hit like 23K or something like that. We'll probably see some resistance there. So hold on, give me a second. Mm. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Finally got that target hit. Yep, I definitely agree with that, Cave Trader. So far, man, that orb to the upside, we up 60 points, man. Yeah, I like, and this is what I was telling Cave Trader the other day, man. My biggest winners are usually properly sized. These are my biggest winners when I'm properly sized. Hmm. Mm, I'm going to actually take this one too. I'm gonna just leave that runner. I'm gonna leave the runner. Okay. So we've banked. Okay. I definitely agree with that game weight. I definitely agree. I agree so much so that I'm experiencing that myself. I'm experiencing that. Hmm. I'm experiencing that myself because me and Smith, my trading partner, was talking about this yesterday, and I was telling him I think the our biggest issue, and as blasphemous as this sound, and as much as I hate to say it, I'm a data driven person, so we have to stick to the data. But as much as I hate to say it, a lot of the trades that we take is because we had a like yesterday is a good example. Me and Smith was talking about an entry at 900 yesterday. I shared that level with you guys. I think during Wednesdays, Thursdays, whatever night that was. So what is this like Thursday, Wednesday? So Wednesday's night stream, I had a limit sitting down here at 906 because I shared that the market likes to react around the weekly close. It will do that 8 out of 10 times, especially if we're trending and prices going down, kind of like this. If it touches that weekly close, it usually reacts. And that weekly close lined up to this break of structure right here. So not only was it a weekly close, it lined up with this break of structure. So that was an area that I was looking for, and me and Smith was talking about that. Did you know that he did not take that trade because, and this is my assumption, because he was trading heavier size, he was looking for lower. And the reason why I believe we can all relate to that is because we've all done it. I know I've done it. I've missed a lot of good trades because I knew that if I was wrong, then I would lose at least 50% of my account due to the size that I was trading. I was trading these 50K accounts as if they were 150Ks with 5,000, 6,000 uh, uh, dollars of drawdown. That's how I was trading these 50K. So if I was wrong, I mean, shit, that would have been the account. So obviously, when you have that going in your head, you're thinking, hold on, boo. Give me that. Give me a second. You want some more? Come on. Hmm. Yeah, so kind of going back to what I was saying. Yeah, when you're oversized and one wrong move can blow the account up, your mind likes to play tricks. I mean, it's designed to protect yourself. And I don't think your mind knows the difference between protecting your life or protecting the life of the account. It's there to do a job and it's going to do it. So I've had plenty of times where the market would blind me from certain information. I had times where the market would say, this does look like a good entry, but you know what would be a better entry if you actually take this one. At least right here, if it does price comes down to this, you'll have a big winner. And I will completely disregard my original thesis and I will put it lower and I would watch how the market will go directly to where I thought the market would react and do exactly what I thought it would do. And that little voice in your head, does it apologize for being wrong? No. It goes silent. It acts as if it didn't say what it just said. It acts as if it didn't convince you to go outside of your plan. And it was like, well, shit. And then if you confront it and say, well, shit, well, what the hell? It's like, well, shit. It's like it was your choice. You didn't have to listen. It was only a suggestion. It doesn't even take accountability. That voice in your head does not even take accountability for the suggestions that it gives you. And then sometimes it'll turn around and attack you and call you an idiot. It's like, man, you're stupid. You should have went with your original thesis, as if it didn't convince you. It pulled all the tricks out of its bag to convince you to not take the trade that you wanted to take originally. And it's all fear. We know this. It's fear. So, uh, and unfortunately, he missed out on that trade after because he talked about it too. He was like he was looking at 900, but I think the market probably wants to go down to I think he said 860, and it bounced exactly in the area where he was looking for yesterday. So uh, it just goes to show, man, if you don't trust in your original thesis, well, that's where that disappointment comes. That's where you start to lose confidence, or you can lose confidence, especially if it continues to happen. And then you start to believe that, man, everything that you do is wrong, which that's not the truth. You just convince yourself that it's the truth, but it's not. It's just that when it comes to losing something and fear gets involved, what do they call it? False information appearing real. Once that gets into the mix, yeah. And I've been susceptible to that myself. I've actually observed myself doing it. And I will say that it was discouraging. It really was. But I have a stubborn mentality, so I mean, I'll lick my wounds and I'll get right back up. But not a lot of people don't have that mentality. A lot of people have that lobster mentality. And they say that lobsters, after they lose a fight, they lose confidence forever. If they lose too many fights, they become the prison bitch. Like they stop mating. They just become submissive. They become a prison bitch. Like, God dang, lobster. Shit, you gonna take a couple to the chin, man. Man up. It's okay. We all lose. But they said once a lobster keeps losing, that's it. He gives up on life. So let's not try to be a lobster. Let's not try to be the lobster, yo. Crazy as that fucking sounds. Crazy. Says Gameway says you gotta trust yourself. The bean. If I didn't trust myself, do I have the courage or compass to go long? Oh, yeah. 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 That's definitely true, Gameway. Definitely true. Man, trading is definitely a it really showcases the war against yourself. The final boss is always you. You're your own final boss. I feel that everything that happens to you in life is just a reflection of your internal world. And I've already kind of shared that with y'all. Once I changed my internal world, my external world changed along with it. I know like the stuff that I was used to, the stuff that was a part of my everyday reality is now a distant memory. Sometimes I think back and even sometimes I think back and say, damn, was that even me? How was that ever a reality for myself? Because it's so night and day now. So night and day. And I saw this video, and this is exactly what I've been doing. It was this kid, and he said something that was so profound that is going to go over a lot of people's heads. He says that everybody's been taking motivation wrong and motivational speaking wrong and stuff like that. He was saying that because is being told the same thing, trusting yourself, take action, yada yada blah blah blah. And he said that if this stuff worked, then everybody would be successful. But he said that instead of looking at the pros, actually look at what you don't want your life to be. If you don't want to be on Medicare, Section 8 housing, government assistance, or being under somebody else's roof with no control because you don't contribute to anything, if that's not what you want for your life, you need to work and run away from that lifestyle. And that actually resonated with me because that's exactly what I've been doing. I mean, ever since I got out of poverty, I've been running away from it. That has definitely been a real fear or a real concern earlier on when I escaped poverty. And I've been running from that shit ever since. I've ran so far, like shit. I don't think it's gonna ever catch up. And I don't think that I'll ever find myself in a situation because my mindset is too solid. I know exact since I built everything from the ground up, I didn't receive handouts. I didn't accept handouts is probably a more accurate because obviously people want to help you, especially if they see you trying. But I don't want help. Or at the time, actually, let me rephrase that. At the time, I didn't know how to accept help. I did everything myself. Even though it took me longer to get here, I know every step that it took for me to get here. So I have the confidence. It's like, you know what? I know what to do if XYZ happens because I took the long road. I didn't walk this journey with my hand out. I suffered and I endured and I overcame. And that's why I have a confidence because I knew you can't kill me. I survived it. So I say all that to say this. The final boss is you. Your demons, if you don't have your demons in check, when you get on these charts, they'll be trading right along with you. Your demons will be they'll take over you. Excuse me. And they'll be taking the trades for you. You try to come, you try to have a plan, and the first time your demons don't like something, you'll be overwhelmed by them and they'll start tilt trading in your place. And once they destroy everything, because we all know that all our demons, all they do is destroy. And I want to be very clear about what I mean by demons, because I know that everybody has their own depiction of what demons are, but demons are just your negative emotions. I mean, it's actually in the words. Demonic emotions, demon emotions, negative emotions. They're just negative emotions that take over people. That's what demons are. And if you don't combat them, well, in times of crisis, they'll definitely show themselves. Definitely. So I've already shared that my biggest demon I didn't know I had was gambling. I didn't know I enjoyed it so much. I've avoided it all my life because I was broke. So I really had no money to really gamble or nothing like that. But then when I became established, I had zero debt. I just had a lot of money with zero debt, no responsibilities, and I started trading options, and that's where I met my gambling demon. And it got to the point to where I was like, shit, I don't even recognize myself. I'm sitting here just gambling. I'm just putting money into this account, and over time, I just kept losing more money. I think I lost what 30, $40,000 over time, and I know that's small compared to what people could lose, but now that I think about it, that 30, $40,000 could have been used for something else. But I was gambling it away. And that's where I met my gambling that demon. But I think what saved me, because I told myself the same shit all gamblers tell themselves. Oh, I'll do it just enough. I'll stop when I'm ready. I'll stop when I'm ready. But that definitely wasn't the case. I won't gamble myself back to poverty. That's something that's kind of been hard coded in me. I'll gamble with dispendable income, but once I get to that line where it's like if I touch this money, my lifestyle goes away. Uh, that's when I stop. That's when I stop. I don't ever cross that line. I don't ever cross that line. If I didn't have that line, if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, then I could have been one of those people that you see where they gamble everything away and they don't have anything. So that was my biggest demon to overcome. I still gamble a little bit. I mean, it's definitely gotten better from when I started, but that was my biggest demon for sure. Mm. And Investor Z says he's happy that he found prop firms and futures. Yeah, he's tired of being broke. Mm. Yeah, and I'm starting to see a lot of like Waka Flocka. Man, when I see, well, I mean, obviously I don't know him. I mean, I want to make that clear. Obviously, I don't know who that is. I don't know him. I don't know him as a person, but uh, when I refer to Waka Flocka, I'm talking about the shorts. I think he's the only rapper that talks about playing the game that people like how Trump played. Like, cause no disrespect to nobody, it's your money. You earned it. You can spend it however you want. But there's definitely ways of spending your money properly. and still getting the things that you want. I saw this video when it came to like trust and how people have these shell companies that are owned by shell companies that's owned by trust, to where there's so much separation from your business that you can literally just put all your money into these businesses, have it operate underneath that trust, and withdraw from it whenever you need the money versus you having the money and they can come after you for the money. You can legally be broke, but have these trusts filled with all your wealth, and you can pull from that. Getting life insurance, not because of the life insurance, but you can pull money from your life insurance as a loan that won't be taxed. Stuff like that real financial literacy that these rich people use, so they're keeping all of their money and they're not giving none of that money to the government. I want to get to that level. Or at least let me rephrase that. That's the level where I'm working towards. I shared with you that I want to at least do that for my kids, is to get just to pass on financial wealth so they can have the money that they need to live the lifestyles that they want to live. But then I also understand that if they don't have any knowledge on how to use that money, if they don't know who they are, if they haven't built themselves to be sound mind and sound body, that money plus insecurity, we already see what happens with that. When someone is insecure with their body and they have a lot of money, we all know exactly what happens. Somehow, some way, they find themselves under somebody's knife, whether it's getting veneers, whether it's getting a facelift, their nose adjusted, their chin grinded down, their face restructured, abs implanted, even though it looks stupid. Why the hell are you getting abs? I mean, like, seriously. And I'm not just talking about Dre, I'm just talking about in general. Why the hell, like, why? Why are you getting abs? Why? Like, why are people getting cosmetic abs? Like, that is like the most stupidest shit in the world to me. But people get it. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get it like abs. Anyway, money with a lot of money with a lot of insecurity. That's why a lot of these doctors, a lot of these businesses, they stay rich. They stay rich. Yeah. Says your millionaire got you, dude. He invested in what was it, Uber? It was one of them tech companies that he invested in, and that was the best decision that he made in his life. Kobe was actually really big on investing too. If I'm not mistaken, he was heavily invested in the UFC. And the UFC is now $1 billion company the last time I checked, if that's still correct, because now they're with Disney now. That's definitely true, Alfred. That's definitely true. And I was talking to my brother about this too, because if you actually think about the influencers and the stupid shit that they do, you know the crazy thing is that when we look at them, you know that they're like in their late 30s and 40s. The only influencers that are like 20, their parents are super established. Super established. But a lot of the big influencers, YouTubers, and stuff like that, dude, they're in their 30s, 40s, even though their main audience is kids. I found that very interesting, or I found that interesting. But I'm trying to get into this. I'm trying to fully understand financial literacy so I can build the life. Or I mean, well, let me rephrase that because I already kind of have the life that I want. It's not like I don't. I get to be. I'm able to stream with you guys and trade prop firm accounts with you guys. I work from home. I don't have to drive in. Like I bought my car in 2019. I got 36,000 miles on that shit. 36,000 miles on it. Everything is in a distance, in walking distance. I mean, the only thing that I guess the only improvement is if I want to travel, but I don't like traveling, so I don't like doing that. But I definitely want to start. I know that my daughter's she's a Gemini, so I already know that Geminis most likely are artists. So that means I have to start looking into that stuff beforehand. She's already, I mean, that's all kids, but drawing, painting, all that stuff, that's the stuff that she takes an interest in. So, as a mindful father, I need to have those stuff available to her, kind of like what Gracie Corner, what her father did for her. Got her into singing, dancing, really big on YouTube. I know my daughter's gonna want to do that. So I need to have that stuff available for her. Start learning how to probably start understanding music, frequency, all that other stuff too. Be a sound engineer, all that. Because I mean, I can do that. And all that stuff that I see in terms of like the industry, I don't want my daughter to be in none of that or having to rely on someone like Diddy or a Diddy out there, a diddler. It's like if you want to be famous, it's like nah, bro. Anyway, nah, I need to make sure that I know how to do all those things myself. So she knows that shit. If my daddy can do it, my daddy can do it for me. So I already know she's gonna be an artist. I already know that shit. So either she's going to be in sports or she's going to be an artist, and I'm going to be prepared for both and make sure that she has all the resources and tools to be successful. You say you drive way too much? Yeah, for almost 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, Kobe was in a lot of stuff, man. Kobe was investing in a lot, man. I want like how Kobe was with his daughters. That's kind of that's what I want to provide. Kobe had his daughter killing them. I want to instill work ethic. Like man, I like that. That's like the one thing that I'm gonna make sure that my daughter has, man. Like, don't have your hand out, man. Don't have your hand out. Don't fall for these influences on the internet. They live such horrible lives, and yet they promote. It's we lost a lot of women during this influencer age. We lost a lot of them because obviously you got your Cardi B's and everybody else that acts like that, and they promoted that lifestyle, and they only showed the good moments, but then they don't show when they go home at night and they cry themselves to sleep. They don't show that part. When they don't show that they don't have anybody that truly loves them for them or truly cares for them, they don't show that part. They don't show the loneliness. And a lot of people fell for that. Hmm. You know what? Oh yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. I kind of saw this right here. This little micro break out of that range and that pullback. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. This is what I was talking about earlier today when I saw it. It's that break and pullback trade is all you need. I kind of felt that they was going to sell it at 23,000. That's why I took this one down because I was like, yeah, they're gonna sell it at 23. They're gonna sell it. And I'm glad I listened to myself because I would have been I wouldn't have been heated, but I'm just glad that I listened to myself and actually took those profits right there. So I knew 23 was gonna be a hot spot. I mean, we're back into this range. We had price break out of this range. We're having price retest this area. So we'll see if the Bulls can hold this, man. We'll see. The diddler. Yo, that trial was crazy though. I'm not gonna lie, man. That Diddy trial was crazy. I mean, we all knew that he was gonna get up. Well, we all knew that he was not going to be punished for it. I guess he still can be. His sentencing is not until October. They can keep him in jail until then if they choose to. They probably will. But the reason why I knew that he was gonna not be punished was because they didn't have any real victims in this case. You can call anybody a victim. You can call anybody a damn victim, but it's hard to prove that you're a victim if you've been paid for your services. You showed up to multiple quote unquote freak offs, and just because it's Friday, and all of a sudden you don't want to do it or you didn't want to do it on Friday, you're not a victim. You're not. And because nobody were victims and everybody was consenting adults, there was no way that he was going to get convicted of anything past what he got convicted of. Now, if Usher and Justin Bieber, if they came to testify, which was highly likely that they weren't, but if it was like, yeah, we was kids and he was doing this to us, then yeah, he would have been gone. And they could have done that, but they didn't. So that's just how I knew that. It was like, yeah, this is just a circus. I don't know what they're distracting us from, but they're distracting us for something because ain't no way Diddy about to go down for no damn consenting adults. So I kind of figured that much. I think the whole point was just to get him in jail, to punish him. I guess the conspiracy theory is that he tried going after the quote unquote higher ups and they had to teach him a lesson, which is, I mean, it's believable. Yeah, I mean, it's believable, and I think that's a great example of if if you didn't establish your if you have not established yourself, you're just a bitch with a lot of money. If you was just somebody's plaything and they extended their power to you and gave you a position of power, but everybody knows that. I mean, at one point in time, you was somebody's bitch. Nobody's not gonna respect you. Self-made men do not respect people that are not self-made. You can kind of tell the difference between how self-made men or women behave amongst other self-made men and women versus those that were just given power because of who they're sleeping with. Nobody respects that. Not people with power. Maybe you can go down to your local community where, everybody is struggling to live and they see Diddy as a hero. Oh, he's one of us and he made it out. I mean, that's just a low level of thinking. But people that actually forged themselves in the fire, they can see right through all that shit. And there's nothing to respect there. And you just don't respect people like that. You just don't. And when people like that tries to come after someone that actually worked, that actually put in the hours, the time to actually do something, nah, that shit is never gonna fly. You got to be punished after that. You don't know your place anymore, and you have to be reminded of it. So I feel like that's highly likely what happened in that case. That's probably what happened. And I choose to believe that. Because if they really wanted him, shit. over 20 years of him doing the same shit, and they can't find nobody in the last 20 years to go come up there and testify as a real victim. Okay, yeah, that's obviously there's a game that's being played, obviously. So, hmm I thought it was funny that the baby oil Johnson and Johnson stock actually went up. Yo, that shit is funny. The stock actually went up when it came out that he had thousands of bottles of baby oil. That shit was hilarious. It's like the stock market is now a meme. It's like the whole stock market is a meme. Nothing makes sense. People will buy a stock just to buy it. Nothing makes sense. And you just have to shut up and color if you wanna make money along with everybody else. We're buying Johnson and Johnson because it's funny. And if you try to sell it, well, you're just gonna keep scratching your head and it's like, why the hell is Johnson and Johnson is just squeezing because it's funny to buy this shit. It's funny to pump it up when Diddy is using thousand bottles of baby oil and during his free calls. It's funny as hell. That's why that shit's going up. Mm. Bottle squeeze, infinite oil, domain expansion, infinite oil. Yeah, I'm kind of done with Blue Sky. Blue Sky keeps saying it, man. I mean, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Blue Sky actually took away the initial payout. So when you pass, it used to be that you can take an initial payout of like $600 before they put you in a live account, and I think they stopped doing that. Regardless, I'm not trading with them no more. I mean, I guess I could talk about one thing that I saw today, but I do want to warn that it is a religious based video that I've seen. I've already shared with you guys that uh, I don't bound my belief system to religion, and I don't want to offend anybody, but uh, because I understand that everybody's beliefs are their beliefs. So, but I saw this video today. It was very profound. It made me think. Actually, it was about the story of Adam and Eve and the way that this narrator depicted the story. It definitely had me thinking because I understand the symbolism. I understand that the Bible is not necessarily a story that depicts real characters in real life, but the Bible depicts the body. It is literally the roadmap for your anatomy. Uh, if you actually look at the first paintings of, let me see, let me try to pull it up. Those that are in the know understand that God does not live without outside of yourself. God lives within you. Your God is your consciousness. When they say that God is consciousness, and that consciousness lives within all of us. The creation of Adam. This painting right here depicts it right here. But I'm gonna get to the point of why I'm saying this. Let me see if I can just pull this out. this right here is telling you. And so there's a rule to this game. You can be told the truth and lied to at the same time. God and the 12 disciples. This is God. This is the brain. This is God touching Adam, the human body. And this little thing right there, that's the connection of God and the body coming together. This is what this picture means. This is what this is symbolizing. And you'll see this symbolism of God being in a brain interacting with the body, because we all know that the human experience is three separate: the mind, the body, and the spirit, and they all have their own goals. The soul is for expression, the body seeks pleasure, the mind seeks enlightenment. And if you can combine all of those things, then you'll become one with God. It's all symbolic. But anyway, the point of the reason why I brought this up is because I saw this video about Adam and Eve, and how the narrator depicted it is that, so what he was saying, that Eve may have been deceived by the serpent, but for those that truly understand what that serpent symbolizes, it's the it's the energy that males have once you allow your, how do I want to say this? So if you practice abstinence as a male, what word do I want to use? That energy, if not used, that sexual energy, it goes back up into your spine and it enlightens your mind. That's what that serpent represents. The serpent deceived Eve, but in the story, or at least the story of how we were taught, was that Adam knew that eating of that fruit was dangerous and that he disobeyed God. But he didn't disobey God because he understood that eating that fruit was wrong. He fell victim not to deception, but to influence. He gave into his bodily desires and quote unquote had sex with Eve. Because you got to remember, Eve came from him. Eve came from his flesh. So the symbolism is he ate of his own fruit. He used his sexual energy not for creation, but for sexual pleasure, as in lust. And there's also another saying: it's either you want to be successful or you want to have sex. You can't have both. I think I need to say that again. Either you want to be successful or you want to have sex. You can't have both. And that's what that whole, but you can interpret that story with Adam and Eve in so many ways. In my opinion, I feel that that story of Adam and Eve also depicts a story of how a man can fall if he chooses the wrong woman to be by his side. Because we got to remember, it was Eve, the one that encouraged Adam to disobey the rules of the land. And as a consequence, he was no longer in that quote unquote nirvana anymore. He had to travel the world, no longer innocent to be in the Garden of Eden, because he allowed his woman to convince him to do something that he knew was wrong. The same thing happened to with Cleopatra. She destroyed two nations, both men falling for lust, fighting over the love of a woman that did not love either one of them. She just wanted her position at their throne, and they fell victim to that. That's kind of how I see it too. And that's why it's very important to pick your partner correctly. I've already shared that my in the past, because of who I was, I picked a very toxic person. And as for the duration of that relationship, nothing good happened. When I said nothing happened, nothing. It was constant toxicity, constant fighting, back and forths. And the crazy thing is, now that I look back and I look back at it with understanding, she loved every second of it. I loved every second of it. But as a man, I can only depend on myself. There's nobody that's out here to save me. Women get saved all the time. They get saved all the time. That's why there's really no accountability, because they've already learned that I can deal with you. I can have my fun. And if push come to shove, there's always somebody willing to take me as I am. And that's true. As men, we hate to think that if we lose somebody that we feel that we're responsible for, that there's nobody else that can take your place. And that harsh reality is that, yeah, there is. There is a what's his name? Russell Wilson. I mean, shit. I don't know why a man would take on a situation like that, but men do that, and women know that. And as a man, if you allow the wrong person into your life and she takes away the blessings instead of helping you get there, well, at the end of the day, the only person you got to blame is yourself. I mean, that's just a harsh reality. That's a hard truth right there. And a lot of people can't take that. A lot of people can't accept that at all. That's why you see a lot of men, they go out and they kill that person because it's like, I've done this for you, I've done that. And they feel like they're not getting a return. But at the end of the day, you got to also take that accountability as well. It's your fault. She can only be a reflection of you. She can only be a reflection of you. If she's around you, is because you're allowing it to happen. If this is not somebody you want around you, she can't be around you if you don't want her to be around you. That person, do you think that she gets communications from me at all? Do you think that if she can call my phone right now, that she will get an answer? Because what the hell are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the shit that we did in the past? Because we ain't going to have no future. So what's the point of talking to this person, right? She knows exactly that she can't call my phone right now and get me to respond. She knows that. And because I won't allow her to ever be back in my life. Because that was probably the darkest part of my journey was with her. And I've already shared with my current partner. If I met her during that dark time, I would have fucked her up. And I know that. I would have fucked her up. But she's a reflection of who I am now. And if she chooses to break a contract or our contract, if she chooses to become that toxic person that I've already shared with that I won't ever tolerate in my life, if she thinks that, oh, he'll forgive me, she has another damn thing coming. She knows that. She knows my boundaries and she doesn't cross it. And in return, I do the same for her. And we've had a peaceful relationship. I don't allow stuff like my feelings, circumstance, or anything to allow people to cross boundaries that I've set. Once you do it the first time, I've dealt with enough humans. I observed enough humans to know that that is just a test and it will get worse from there. So I cut it off the first time. You're not getting away with it the first time. There ain't gonna be no second time. I don't care what we can have 10 kids together. You'll be a single mom with 10 fucking kids because I ain't gonna tolerate it. I'm just not. I'm not gonna tolerate it. That's a boundary that I have set. And there's no negotiation after that point. And I found that once you make that very clear, then you're going to get the results. It's like, you know what? I know what games to play with him and I know what games to not play with him. And she sees that the first one, if she calls, she don't get none of her phone calls get answered. Her text messages get answered because during that time frame, she thought that, oh, she's just like everybody else. I'm going to go and do my own thing. And then when I'm bored or I'm not getting the same amount of attention, I always have somebody to fall back. No, that's not who I am. No, I got boundaries. I respect and I love myself. So no, that's not no. But anyway, kind of going back to the point. As men, I understand how easy it is to go on Instagram, how easy it is to fall victim to lust. But one of the biggest things that I found out was that if you waste your sexual energy on sex outside of creation, you're wasting that quote unquote God energy that's within us all. You're wasting it. And I've kind of done the experience the experiments with how women respond to me when I'm not having sex and how women respond to me when I'm overindulging in it. And it is night
Connection
and day.
lost.
It's night and day. I feel like there's like an energy that's there that they can kind of pick up on and they respond to that. You get the respect. They know not to play with you. They know that if you mean something, you say it. I think it's like a masculine energy that they feel. But then when you release that and you're having sex with multiple people, they start playing with you as if you're a female. They'll start arguing with you. They'll start talking back. They'll start questioning your decisions. They'll even say, you know what? No, I don't trust you. I'm going to get a second opinion from someone else. And I've noticed that not only with myself, but I've also noticed that if look at all these you can see it with all these athletes and celebrities. Look at that. Look at all the men that are not necessarily having sex because of who they are. They're only having sex with multiple women because of their status. And they all do the same thing. They don't respect him. They don't. They're yelling, calling him out of their name, saying that he ain't shit, but they had a kid with him. It's all the same thing. And I just know that now to be true. So I think I need to say this again. Either you want to be successful or you want to have sex. I think that's probably going to be the last thing I talk about, though. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right, Cave Trader. Semen retention. Uh, once I once I started doing that, I do see the difference. I do see the difference, and I hate that. I absolutely I hate that so much that I can't have sex the way I want to anymore because it drains it literally drains you. Literally drains you. So I have to strategically do it to where my partner is satisfied, but at the same time, it doesn't kill me. And I think that's probably one of the biggest disappointments in life because obviously the body seeks pleasure. So you're in constant battle with that snake. Actually, that's actually so the 12 task of Hercules, uh him battling the snake is actually symbolism of that. That's actually what that symbolizes. Because you remember, if he loses his strength. I mean, doesn't that sound familiar as men? The snake is your sexual energy. The snake is temptation. This is depiction of Hercules fighting the temptations of his flesh because he knows that if he indulges in it, it's going to take him. That's what that symbolizes right here. Stuff like this is being told, you're being told the truth. And this is why they can lie to you without karma. And when I mean they, I'm talking about those that produce propaganda and mass information. Because the rule is, as long as I tell you the truth, I can also lie to you. Now, the reason why there won't be any negative energy coming to me is if you believe a lie after being told the truth, then it's no longer me deceiving you. It's a choice that you're accepting my lie as a truth. So there will be no karma. And the people that understand energy understands that. That's why they can lie to you. And that's why they have been lying to you. And that's when people say, "Oh, uh, well, God will give them karma. God will have my back, blah, blah, stuff that people say." No, you were told the truth. You just chose to believe the lie as a truth. But this is what that symbolizes. You cut off one head and then another head grows. That's your sexual temptation. It's every day you're being tested by your flesh to indulge in itself, eating of its fruit. And if you eat the fruit, well, we all see what happens after that. You're weak, frail. You're all the minerals that your body needs to function is being I don't want to use that word, being released. And that's why as men we feel weak afterwards. And if you do it a couple of times, your body just ain't going to have what it needs to be Hercules right here. Courage, overcoming fear. That's what the lion symbolizes, overcoming your fears. All this is symbolic. That's why mathematics is very powerful, because it's literally the language of God. Everything in math is a symbol. You can look at the number 3 and it symbolizes a word. That's why symbols are so powerful, because it's using it's using language, literature, and art, feminine and masculinity, turning it into a symbol, which is creation. The blending of masculinity and femininity is creation. And that's when you become God, one with God, as they say. So that's why they always depict the women like this: lust, temptation. You got to fight this shit. It's crazy. As this is Starbucks this is Starbucks symbol right here. This is where their symbol is depicted off of right here. Red and blue symbolism. Yeah. So that is I think that's about it. I think we've had another interesting conversation. Very interesting. So you say you got your stop hit? Hmm. Mike Tyson, he's done it. Honestly, I think Mike Tyson is, like Mike Tyson has definitely been through a journey. Mike Tyson, you can tell that Mike Tyson has been on a hero's journey you've seen the growth from Mike Tyson. And I can understand, because he actually had a interview about that. He said he abstained from sex from 5 years. That's when he was a monster. And if you really pay attention, a lot of fighters do that. They'll just stop having sex because they know that that's where their power is. And it's so true. It's so true. If you want to be successful on that level, unfortunately, you can't have sex. Yeah, unfortunately. If you have a partner, you have to balance it out. But you can't have both, because it uses the same energy. Either the sperm impregnate your mind, or it impregnates and forms impregnates a woman's egg in her womb to create a being. You kind of want it to go up your spine and enlighten you, because that's when your world will change. But if you keep getting in the way of that process by excessive indulging in lust, then unfortunately you won't get that ascension into heaven, as they say. So This is definitely true because I definitely when I started doing it myself, when I stopped because of shit. Like I said, I was young and dumb, and shit, I was hitting anything, man. Not anything, but yeah. Yep. And when I came across this information at first, I didn't believe it. Honestly, I really don't know why I even started doing it. Honestly, but I will say from my own personal experience, it's not placebo because I've tested it. I've tested it. I like to test it out in the gym, or yeah, when I go to the gym, when I'm practicing abstinence and I'm not doing anything, well, I'm a monster in the gym, man. Complete monster. And then when I release, I get lazy. Like, oh man, I don't want to do this last set. I'm always trying to convince myself to do it tomorrow. But we all know that there's no tomorrow. We all know that tomorrow don't exist. The only thing that exists is today. Tomorrow don't exist. But then I'm noticing, I'm observing myself saying, "Oh, we'll do it tomorrow, man. Just take a break, man. Just take a break, man. Just only do one set. We'll come back and finish this up tomorrow. We'll do it." And internal voice is trying to get me to, trying to create a habit of weakness. But I don't fall for that shit. I endure it. But it's definitely true, man. And I can understand why uh lust is being promoted to the masses. I can understand why, because if everybody's successful, then nobody's successful. I mean, it's clear as that, man. I like how this thing came back and stopped me out, but I'm glad that I listened to myself and took that off. I'm so glad I took that off, man. I'm so glad I took that off because I just had a feeling that 23K was going to be the area where the Bulls or the Bears come in at, and they came right into that area, exactly where I thought they'd be. Because we got to respect the fact that the Bears broke structure to the downside, and this is literally the first test of that break of structure. And of course, there's going to still be sell orders here. You're going to have buyers taking profits in this range. So I do believe that we'll probably see a continuation move down. It may not happen today. We may get priced to chop to the right, but now the Bulls, not only do they have to kind of recover from this, but they got to take out the top of this range, find support for continuation. That's what has to happen. We have no news. Let's look at the volume real quick because we have 400,000 contracts trading. So we got decent volume. That's decent volume for the Nasdaq. Actually, this is actually decent volume for all all the instruments that we trade. This is about right. Usually the Nasdaq is like 700 to a million are the micros. We usually do have 250 for the MNQ. This is a half a million for the ES. So yeah, this seems about right. So we definitely got some volume in the market today. Don't know why, but yeah, we definitely have more volume than usual. But hopefully everybody, we'll see if we get that orb to the downside. The one thing that I do want to applaud everybody is that shit. We waited for the pullback to the 21 EMA. We waited for that pullback. We didn't just jump in. Now, I mean, it wasn't that much of a, because we could have got caught short, but that EMA was just too far away from, it was just too far away from this range low for it to be a real breakout. Yeah, the ES didn't even so far. We didn't get 10 points from the ES. We got 9 points. I'm gonna still keep this limit down here though. I'm gonna still keep this limit down here. So if we see price come back down here, then I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this long here. So we'll see. Yo, congratulations on that game weight, man. Congratulations, man. Mhm. But all right, guys. That's it. It's 10:30. I'm out of time for this session. I gotta hurry up and get into this. Get ready for this meeting. But I'll say like, yeah, today was definitely a good day. Another great deep conversation. I enjoyed today's conversation. We had some nice price action on the Nasdaq. I like the fact that I recognized that my target didn't get hit, or it wouldn't have gotten hit, and that it was just safer to just take the full position off right here, or a majority of the position off at 23K. And if I was wrong, just have a runner going. I do enjoy that. I recognize that because I did get it stopped out from it. So if it does come back and hit it, well, it doesn't matter at this point. But I took majority of the profits off. So I think that's what we did well today. I don't think we need any improvement today. We waited for all of the signals to line up. We didn't get faked out to the downside. We followed our rules. We allow profit. We allow the price to take out our targets and not get fearful and take profits before then. So we did everything well today. Recognize that this was a range. So instead of just blindly trading the orb, I looked for previous price action to the left, saw that there was a range right here, built a plan around this, and it played out beautifully. Price rejected outside of this range, and we got that rejection. Shit, we could have took the short. Could have took a short here. Yeah, should have took the short, but all right, guys, that's it for me. We'll definitely come back Sunday night, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good weekend.